Hey, what's up guys? Tony here, and you're watching some rFactor 2. This is a bit of a departure from the normal, obviously, the iRacing content that I bring you. But in the past, I have done Project Cars. I think I might have done an Assetto Corsa video, maybe. And I used to do a lot of Gran Turismo, but I mean, that doesn't count for sim racing at all. Anyways, so what happened is the Steam Summer Sale. I was on Steam, I was looking through everything that was on sale, and I bought a couple of games. And then I happened to see that the rFactor 2 was on sale, and it was a pretty sweet deal, at least what I thought was a pretty sweet deal. So it was a game plus the lifetime subscription. It was like 50 something dollars. And so for me, I'm like, you know what, honestly, for a lifetime subscription, I'll spend 50 bucks. I mean, why not? And the reason being is that rFactor 2 is a game that I've heard tons about. I've heard up and down that it is quote unquote the best or the most authentic sim out there as far as physics are concerned. And I'm always leery about such qualifying statements just because of the fact that, I mean, how many people have actually gone from an actual race car or a specific race car to the sim and compared apples to apples and said, yeah, this is close, this is not close. So yeah, I'm just leery about people online telling, you know, everyone else like this is the best, this is the most authentic, or this is the most accurate sim out there, because unless they have actually raced, for instance, a Clio Cup car and then come here and then race in the sim, and then they can go, yep, that's pretty spot on. That person I definitely would trust, but the random person online who talks about sim racing and expects sim racing, you know, the level of authenticity to be the level of difficulty, so the harder it is to drive a car, the more realistic it is. I don't, you know, I really take those opinions with a grain of salt. But anyways, I heard a lot of good things about it. Like I said, I heard that it was authentic, or one of the most authentic. So, like I said, for 50 bucks, why not? You know, if I got iRacing with a lifetime subscription for 50 bucks, yeah, I'd do that too. So anyways, there really isn't much to rFactor 2, I'm noticing. There's a ton of mods, there's a ton of extra content that's been community created, but the actual nuts and bolts, I was kind of underwhelmed. I was underimpressed, or unimpressed, because like this, I thought this was going to be like a Clio Cup, like I did in Project Cars. I ran that season. I was kind of doing a let's play of, you know, progression throughout the career path of Project Cars. And I figured this would be sort of a semi-mini season, and it was just the one race. And so I was like, that sucks. So you have to kind of go through and pick your own races. So I think for somebody who's really interested in like pickup races, I think this would be a good game for people that just are interested in pickup races. I was expecting it to be a little bit more in-depth in the sort of career mode or the single-player part of it. I did go on last night to take a look at the multiplayer, and there's a lot of locked servers out there. Actually, well, when I was on, it was close to midnight, and so there wasn't really anybody on. But the servers that I did see, the majority of them were locked. And so I'm like, okay, well, I mean, that's not really conducive to a great online experience, but, you know, sooner or later, I'll give it a try. A couple other things I kind of, you know, nitpicking, if you will. The AI is, I mean, I'm noticing in sim racing, AI is terrible. Either they're just slow and unaggressive, or they're overly aggressive and not particularly fast. But then there's this one, which is strange because, like, I mean, obviously you can dial it in. So you have the difficulty, you've got the aggression factor, and I think there's like one other one in there. But the thing is, though, is I noticed is that, and you'll see in this race, straight line speed for the AI is stupidly fast. Like, it's faster than I can achieve. So I actually thought when I first was racing that I was down on power or something, like I had some sort of a nerf to my car. I was like running on, you know, like engine slot 3 or something like that, where I needed to be running map 1. But that's just not the case. The research that I did online basically said that the more difficult you make the AI, the quicker they are in straight line. So yeah, it just was like, okay, that's kind of stupid, you know. I mean, to go door to door with someone and then watch them walk you, even though you came out of the corner with carrying more speed. So it, you know, from that standpoint, it's like, okay, you know, they do typical AI stuff. They brake on odd corners. They're typically slow. I think for this race I had the difficulty set at 92 and the aggression factor set at 50, so I could change that and then, you know, do another round. What I will say though is what I like about games like Project Cars and rFactor 2, which we don't really have in iRacing, is these sort of front-wheel drive cars. I actually really do enjoy small tracks in front-wheel drives, a la British Touring Car Cup or something like that. So I would like to do, I think I'd like to do more of this kind of stuff. Maybe I'll go back to Project Cars since they had a major update, and I was looking through Project Cars and I'm like, oh shoot, you know, my career was deleted. I have to start over. So I'm interested in kind of going back and doing some of the stuff that I can't do in iRacing. And also kind of wanted, now that I've got Assetto Corsa, Project Cars, rFactor 2, and iRacing, I kind of want to compare the four as far as track design, or not track design, but just sort of the track representation, graphics, sounds. You know, I have all four now. I think that's kind of a worthwhile endeavor, you know, because one of the things I did is I knew that rFactor had mods for the V8 Supercar, so I ran the V8 Supercar. There are 3 years of it they've got mods for at Bathurst, and while I was running at Bathurst I was like, this just doesn't look the same. You know, I don't know if it's a laser scan track or not, but anyways, I think that'll be something I kind of want to touch on a little bit later. It definitely won't be in earnest. I won't be full bore, you know, going to do it, but you know, it would be something that eventually in the future I'd kind of want to do slowly. So anyways, I'm curious to know if you guys have rFactor or rFactor 2, and what do you guys think about it by comparison to some of the other major sims out there, so like iRacing, Project Cars, Assetto Corsa, and of course race room experience, race room racing experience. And I know there's a couple other out there that are supposed to be top notch. So yeah, let me know what you think. Let me know where you guys see that it stands within sort of the hierarchy of sim racing games. So as always guys, thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, and I shall talk to you guys later.